Hey, welcome to day 26. We're in the home stretch, we're in the last week, so this is just really exciting. A lot of you have been asking us and saying, hey, now that the challenge is ending, I don't want this to be over yet, but don't worry, we've got some things in the works for you guys. We're not going to leave you hanging. Amanda has some things planned, so you're going to be hearing more and more of those details in the next week. So just keep watching for more information and we'll keep you posted, and we won't leave you hanging. We'll give you some more good journaling to do over the next few months. So today our verse, well, we have a lot of verses, and I know this because here I wrote out all of the verses yesterday, and I was writing them and rewriting them and reading them out loud and circling different things, and I was trying to figure out how God was speaking to me through these verses. And just in case you haven't read the verses yet, we're kind of piecing together 3 different chapters. So we have Matthew 22, verses 36 through 40, where Jesus is telling us about the most important commandment, which is to love. Love God, love your neighbor. And this is like God's most important commandment. Then we're going to go into John 14, verses 15 through 23, where Jesus is talking a little bit about how to love and what he expects from love. And he's questioned about why he wants us to do this and how we can do this. And then we are going to finish off with 1 John 5, verse 3, which this is love for God, to obey his commandments, and his commands are not burdensome. Okay, in the past, in one of our other videos, I talked a little bit sometimes about people that we know that aren't always easy to love. And God doesn't just say, love me and love your neighbor, and just say, okay, no, go ahead and do it. Because he knows that we're humans, that we're faulty, that we have flaws, that we sin, that our hearts aren't always as pure as his. That would be impossible. That's why we needed Jesus. And so what I love about this, and the best way that I could find to describe this, is because in John, Jesus is talking about how when he was here physically with his disciples, he told them, my time here is limited, but that doesn't mean that I'm always going to be gone. I'm going to send a helper. You're not going to be left alone. So while I won't be here physically for you to see and talk to anymore, we've already thought of this. I've got somebody coming. And that's all that they knew at that time. So what this reminded me of is I have 2 daughters, and one of them, bless her heart, her room is perpetually messy all the time. It's always like a tornado went through this bedroom. She can clean it one day, and then the very next day you walk in there and you're pushing things out of the way just to get through the room. And I'm talking kind of quiet because they're upstairs right now while I'm making this video. Okay, so anyway, so what I was thinking of is I'll say to her, clean your room. And she'll look at me and she'll just instantly just kind of break down and say, I can't. And I'm like, you need to clean your room. This is your room. This is your space. You need to do this. So I'll say it again, clean your room. And then this always turns into a big issue around here. So then I end up in her room, and by this point I'm kind of getting frustrated because I just keep saying it's not that hard. Just clean your room. And what I have discovered is that if I go up into her room and tell her to clean her room, but then I take it a step further and I write out a list. First, number 1, pick up all your clothes off the floor. Number 2, make your bed. Number 3, put all your books back on the bookshelf. And I break it down into simple to execute steps. She's able to do it. So I'm not there physically doing the work for her, but I'm prompting her and helping her, guiding her, telling her how I want it done. And then magically she's able to clean her room, and then it's done. And what I loved about this illustration with this passage is because this is exactly what the Holy Spirit does for us. Holy Spirit is like mom in the room prompting us, kind of saying, okay, I know this person's really hard to love, but this is how you're going to do it. And he prompts us. He'll give us the words to say. He will change our hearts if we ask him to change our hearts. And this is the amazing thing about this helper that Jesus has sent to us, is he's living inside of us right now. And we have him there anytime we need him. We can ask. So think about this. So when God says his commandment is to love, if you find it hard to love, ask the Holy Spirit for help. Ask him to make you that mom list of how you can do this. How can I execute this? Because he already knows. He knows how to make it perfect. He knows how to make it work. So just ask him for that help and then do it step by step. And just keep praying for help along the way, and you will get there. So I'm anxious to hear what you guys think of this passage, and I hope that you guys don't have kids that always have a messy room, because it can be quite challenging when you like to have things look nice. All right, well, you guys all have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I've got my friend Celeste coming to show you some fun stuff, so stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.